What if I told you that curtains, blinds, and window coverings are officially obsolete for tiny home living? Not just inconvenient, not just outdated, genuinely, completely obsolete. Because right now, for somewhere around $200, you can turn any window in your tiny home into a piece of technology that goes from crystal clear to fully private in under a second. No fabric, no rods, no cords jamming every 3 days. No waking up at 3 a.m. because your neighbor decided to park under a floodlight directly outside your bedroom window. This technology exists, it works, it is affordable, and in 2026, there is absolutely no reason a tiny home builder or owner should be hanging curtains anymore. I'm going to break down exactly what this is, exactly how it works, what it actually costs when you do it yourself, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to set it up depending on your budget and your skill level. And I'm going to save the absolute best part, the feature that blew my mind when I first tested this, for the end of this video. So do not tap out early. Welcome back to Affordable Tiny Homes. Let's get into it. Real quick before we go any further. If you are new here, hit subscribe and ring that bell because we do not waste your time on this channel. Every single video is research-backed, cost-verified, and actually applicable to real tiny home builds. We do not do fluff. Hit subscribe, it is free, and it means you never miss a build tip that could save you thousands. Also, drop a comment right now telling me what kind of tiny home you're working with or planning. Are you in a THOW, a container, a backyard ADU, a shed conversion? Drop it below. I read every single one. Alright, let's talk about this technology. What you're looking at is called PDLC film. That stands for Polymer Dispersed Liquid Crystal. It sounds complicated. It is not. Here's how it works in plain English. Inside the film, there are tiny liquid crystals suspended in a polymer layer. When no electricity is running through the film, those crystals are scattered randomly, which scatters the light passing through, and the window looks frosted, private, opaque. The moment you flip a switch and send a small electrical current through the film, those liquid crystals align in a uniform direction. Light passes straight through. The window becomes completely transparent. Privacy on, privacy off, instantly, every single time. You might have seen this technology in high-end hotels, executive conference rooms, or luxury bathrooms. But what has happened in the last few years is that the price of this film has come down dramatically, and the DIY kits have gotten genuinely accessible. We're not talking about some future technology you have to wait for. This is sitting on shelves and shipping to doors today. Now you might be thinking, this is cool, but why is it specifically important for tiny homes? Why not just any home? Great question. And the answer is 3 things: space, light, and lifestyle. In a tiny home, space is the most valuable resource you have. Every square inch counts. And curtains and blinds are space eaters that most people never account for. Think about it. When you hang curtains, you lose wall space. You lose depth off the windowsill. In a loft bedroom, curtains create snagging hazards. In a wet bath or kitchen area, fabric traps moisture and breeds mildew. In a tiny home on wheels, fabric window treatments flap, shift, and get destroyed on the road. And then there is the light problem. One of the biggest design goals in a tiny home is maximizing natural light, because natural light is what makes a small space feel livable. It is the #1 trick architects use. But the second you hang curtains for privacy, you start killing that natural light. You are trading one problem for another. Smart privacy film eliminates that trade-off entirely. In the daytime, your windows are clear, light floods in, your space feels open and airy and twice the size it actually is. The moment you want privacy, one button and the window is completely frosted. You do not sacrifice an ounce of daylight to get it. And the lifestyle piece. Tiny home living often means parking in urban environments, campgrounds, friends' driveways, or tight neighborhoods where people can see right into your windows. Privacy on demand is not a luxury in those situations. It is a genuine need. This technology was basically made for the tiny home lifestyle. It just took a while for the price to catch up. Let's talk about money, because I know that is what you actually came for. The first thing to understand is that there are 2 versions of this technology: smart glass, which is the film built into the glass itself at the factory, and smart film, which is a retrofit film you apply to existing glass. For tiny homeowners and builders, we are almost always talking about the film. It is the affordable version. It is the DIY version. So what does smart film actually cost in 2026? According to verified 2026 pricing data, DIY-grade smart film runs roughly $30 to $80 per square foot, depending on the brand, quality, and opacity level you choose. Budget options on the lower end of the range work fine for most residential applications. Higher-end films offer better optical clarity when the film is in a clear, transparent state. Now let us put that into real-world tiny home numbers. A standard tiny home window is roughly 2 feet by 3 feet. That is 6 square feet. At $30 per square foot for a quality budget film, you are looking at $180 per window. At the mid-range, call it $50 per square foot, you are at $300 per window. But here is where it gets interesting for tiny homes. Most tiny homes have between 4 and 8 windows. Tiny, and many DIY kits give you bulk discounts when you order multiple panels at once. If you're doing a single bedroom window or a bathroom window as a starting point, you can absolutely be under $200 for film plus a basic controller kit. That is the $200 claim in the title. That is real. The key is to buy a pre-cut kit from brands like Ghost Glass or Smart Tint rather than raw rolls, because those kits bundle the transformer, remote, and wiring together, which keeps the total down. It also eliminates the separate shipping and crating fees that can add $100 to $150 when you order components individually. For comparison, professional smart glass installation runs $85 to $150 per square foot based on current 2026 data. So on a single 6 square foot window, professional installation would cost you between $510 and $900. The DIY film route cuts that cost by more than half, often by 60 to 70%. And I want to be straight with you. This is not a one-and-done cost. The film draws a small amount of electricity to stay transparent. We are talking roughly 5 to 10 watts per 10 square feet of film. That is less than a single LED bulb. Your energy bill impact from this will be essentially zero. Now let me walk you through the 3 ways you can approach this, depending on your comfort level and your budget. I will call them Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. Level 1. The single window starter, under $200. This is for the person who wants to test the technology before committing. You buy a single window DIY kit. Brands like Smart Tint, Ghost Glass, and several others sell complete trim-to-fit kits that include the film, a small power supply, a wall switch, and the connecting wires. Installation instructions are included, and the process is well documented online. Step 1. Clean your glass thoroughly. Any dust or debris under the film will show up permanently. This is the most important step. Do not rush it. Step 2. Wet the glass surface with a soapy water solution. This is the same method used when applying any adhesive film to glass. The soapy water lets you adjust the position of the film before it fully adheres. Step 3. Peel the backing off the film, place the sticky side against the wet glass, and use a squeegee to work out air bubbles from the center outward. Step 4. Connect the thin electrode leads on the film to the controller and power supply. Most modern kits use simple snap or clip connectors. You do not need to be an electrician. Step 5. Plug in, flip the switch, and watch your window go from frosted to clear in less than a second. Total time for a first-time installer on a single window, 2 to 3 hours. That includes watching one tutorial video first. Level 2. The full tiny home rollout, $400 to $900. This is the approach I would recommend for most tiny homeowners. You're doing all your windows in a single project, which gets you the bulk pricing discount, and you're wiring everything into a single controller box that lets you switch all windows simultaneously. At this level, you are also typically integrating a basic remote control or a timer function. Some controllers allow you to set your windows to automatically frost at sunset, which is an incredibly practical feature for tiny home life. The total cost for 4 to 6 small windows at mid-range film pricing, including controllers and wiring, typically lands between $400 and $900 when you buy direct from the manufacturer in bulk. That number can flex up or down depending on your window sizes. Level 3. The Smart Home Integrated Build, $900 to $1,500 plus. This is where it gets genuinely exciting. At this level, your privacy film is connected to your smart home ecosystem. We are talking about Alexa, Google Home, or Apple HomeKit integration. You can literally say out loud, "Alexa, make the glass opaque," and your windows frost immediately. You can set schedules. Privacy mode activates every night at 9 p.m. automatically. Clears at 7 a.m. You can tie it to a motion sensor so that if something triggers outside, your windows instantly go private. Smart glass technologies and similar manufacturers now offer full Alexa and Google Home integration with their film systems as of 2026. This is not a hack or a workaround. It is a supported, marketed feature for a tiny home that is already smart home equipped. This integration costs relatively little extra because you're using the hub and ecosystem you already have. You are just adding the film as another device in your existing setup. Okay, privacy is the headline, but there are 3 additional benefits of smart film that most people find genuinely surprising once they have it installed. And I think these are actually just as important for tiny homeowners. Benefit 1, UV protection. Quality smart privacy film blocks 98 to 99.9% of harmful UV rays. Now think about what that means for a tiny home interior. Your furniture, your wood floors, your upholstery, your window side storage. Without UV protection, sunlight degrades all of that over time. With the film on your windows, your interior is protected year-round, regardless of whether the film is in the clear or frosted state. The UV protection is constant. Benefit 2, thermal insulation. This is a big one for off-grid and four-season tiny homeowners. Smart film adds an insulating layer to your glass. It reduces solar heat gain in summer, meaning your space stays cooler without running your cooling system as hard. In winter, it adds a layer of insulation against heat loss. This directly reduces your energy costs, which matters especially if you're on a battery or solar system where every watt counts. According to window film industry data, quality films can reduce infrared solar heat gain by 60 to 87%, depending on the film specification. In a tiny home with large windows, that is a meaningful number. Benefit 3, no maintenance. This one is quietly enormous. Curtains need washing, blinds need dusting, rods break, cord jam, fabric fades, hardware corrodes. Smart film has no moving parts, no fabric, no cords, nothing to break down mechanically. You clean it exactly the same way you clean a window. Use a non-ammonia cleaner or a simple 50-50 mix of water and isopropyl alcohol with a soft cloth. Avoid ammonia-based products like standard Windex because they can degrade the electrical bus bars at the edges of the film over time. That is it. No maintenance schedule, no replacement parts, no hassle. For tiny home on wheels owners, this matters enormously. Road vibration destroys traditional window hardware over time. Smart film is applied directly to the glass and stays there. It does not care about road vibration. You know, I always give you the honest version. So let me tell you what smart film does not do and what the actual limitations are. Limitation 1. Large panels are harder to DIY. If your tiny home has a large picture window, something over 30 square feet, the DIY installation becomes significantly more challenging. The film is heavier, alignment is harder, and mistakes on a large panel are expensive. For large glass surfaces, I would recommend either hiring professional installation or being very confident in your skills before attempting it yourself. Small windows under 15 to 20 square feet are very manageable for a first-timer. Large ones are not. Limitation 2. Requires power to stay clear. Remember, the default state of PDLC film is frosted. It goes transparent when power is applied. If your power goes out, your windows go opaque. For most tiny home owners, this is fine. But if you're in a space that relies heavily on natural light during the day, you need a reliable power source to keep those windows clear. If you are fully off-grid on a solar system, you need to account for this draw in your energy planning. As I mentioned, the draw is very small, around 5 to 10 watts per 10 square feet, but it is worth knowing. One more thing worth knowing. If you want the opposite behavior, clear when the power is off and frosted when it is on, that is called reverse PDLC. It is increasingly available in 2026, but expect to pay a 20 to 30% premium for it. For most tiny homeowners, standard PDLC is the right call. Limitation 3. High humidity areas need extra care. Smart film can be installed in wet areas like bathrooms, but in high humidity environments, it has a shorter lifespan than in dry areas. Manufacturers recommend sealing the edges carefully with silicone when installing in moisture-prone zones. Plan for that step and use quality silicone sealant. Limitation 4. Not all films are equal. The cheap films on overseas marketplaces may look tempting at $10 or $15 per square foot. Be careful. Lower quality films often have a noticeable haze in the clear state, meaning your window never looks fully transparent even when the power is on. Brands with verifiable warranties and established customer reviews are worth the extra spend. The film brands I mentioned earlier, Smart Tint, Ghost Glass, Pre-What, are brands with real track records in the residential market. Alright, I promised you at the top of this video that I was saving the best part for the end. And here it is. The feature that I think makes Smart Privacy Film an absolute game changer for tiny home living is not privacy. It is not UV protection. It is not even the smart home integration. It is this. You can use this film as a projection screen. When your smart film is in the frosted, opaque state, it becomes a high-quality rear projection surface. And here's something most people do not know. The rear projection quality is actually better than most cheap pull-down screens. The liquid crystals give the surface a natural high gain, which means the image pops even when there is some ambient light inside your space. That means if you have a small projector in your tiny home, you can project movies, TV shows, maps, presentations, or anything else directly onto your window. Think about what that means for a tiny home. You do not need a TV taking up wall space. Your window is your screen. When you're done watching, flip the switch and your window goes clear again. No screen, no TV, no visual clutter. It just disappears. Multiple tiny homeowners have shared builds where they have completely eliminated televisions from their floor plans and replaced them with a projector and smart film window setup. The result is a cleaner, more minimalist interior with better use of space and zero compromise on entertainment. A small, decent quality projector runs anywhere from $100 to $300. Combined with your privacy film window, your total all-in cost for a window that gives you privacy on demand and serves as your home theater screen is still well under $500. In a space where every dollar and every square foot counts, that dual functionality is genuinely hard to beat. Let me give you the clean side-by-side before I send you off. Traditional curtains, fabric cost, rod cost, installation hardware, ongoing cleaning, fading over time, zero energy efficiency benefit, no smart home integration, takes up wall and window sill depth. Smart blinds. Motorized systems run $200 to $500 per window installed, require motor maintenance. Fabric still fades and collects dust. No UV protection. No thermal insulation benefit beyond the fabric itself. Smart privacy film. One-time material cost of $30 to $80 per square foot. DIY installation possible. Zero moving parts. No maintenance. Constant UV protection. Thermal insulation benefit of 60 to 87% solar heat reduction. Smart home compatible. Doubles as a high-gain projection screen. Lasts 10 years or more with proper installation. When you lay it out like that, the choice is pretty obvious. Tiny home living is about making every decision smarter, more intentional, more functional, and the decisions that affect your daily comfort, the ones you interact with literally every day, those deserve the best possible solution. Window privacy is something every single tiny homeowner deals with. If you have ever felt exposed in your own space or lost daylight because you needed to close the blinds, or spent 20 minutes trying to dust between window slat blinds that you cannot even reach properly because of your loft layout, you know exactly why this matters. Smart Privacy Film solves all of that for a realistic budget with DIY installation, and it gives your home a level of polish and functionality that nobody will believe you built yourself for $200. If this video helped you, the biggest thing you can do for this channel is subscribe and share it with one person who is building or thinking about a tiny home. That is how we keep making content like this. Drop your questions in the comments below. I answer personally. What window situation are you dealing with? What build are you working on? Tell me down there. I will see you in the next one. Keep building smart.